Hi guys, Brennan with Quack back here. This week we're going to be doing something a little different for our Firearm Friday. It's going to be kind of like a two-parter-ish in terms of what I'm going to go over. And then it'll kind of, I think, start a series that I kind of want to do with a couple of these old Quackenbush guns that really are beat to shit. I mean, take a look here. You can see that stock's all mangled, right? It's all cracked and broken down there. The metal itself is in obviously pretty poor condition. You know, just this firearm itself is not in good condition at all. So as you guys can tell, I definitely have enough of these, so I don't really care about you know, having a couple projects that I can work on to try to work some skills in here. So what I think this is going to kind of turn into is starting kind of like a restoration thing, where maybe we can go through the restoration process, what I have to do as far as, you know, the wood, the metal, all that stuff. But for today, something that I'm just going to kind of show on this, just to kind of make it pop. Something that I like to do to some firearms that I own that have like scroll work on it or any sort of engraving work is I like to, as you can see, these really pop, right? And I can redo these, but I mean, look at this. You can see everything on here. It really does pop, all that scroll work. And normally, if you get guns like that, they're just black. So you can see the engraving on it, but it's still black on black, so it's hard to see. So this is one I kind of recently picked up and did. Very cheap gun. It's a Western Field, basically a Mossberg 500. You know, I got it cheap. I got to put a thumb safety on here. It's missing the actual button, so that's kind of a problem. But that should be a cheap fix. Otherwise, this gun works pretty well. You know, the wood on it's pretty clean. However, it did have all this engraving work on it, and I thought it would be a shame, you know, to kind of do this. So I do this on guns that I like the serial number stuff to pop, you know, anything like that where you can see now chambered in, you know, what it's chambered in, all that good stuff. That like even here, you can see that it really does pop. And this stuff has some cool art on it, right? So here you got your upland pheasant hunter here, his faithful dog. And on this side, you've got your ducks coming into land. So I'll kind of redo this just because it's super easy to do. So I'll kind of show you before and after of what these guns will look like. You know, and then kind of what they do look like before, just so you guys can kind of see. And it really is easy. Anybody can do it. It takes almost no time at all. You know, just a little bit of a careful hand. So you're going to need some things, some cleaning brushes. You're going to want to clean the area that you're going to be doing this to. Make sure after you do this, when you're cleaning these, that you're really not trying to get inside of these grooves, because you're just going to pull everything out that we're putting in. But for a nice little cheap thing, I mean, I use nail polish. That's all it is. Just a little bit of nail polish. You go out, they're like $2-3 a piece. You know, and being $2-3 a piece, you can get every color in the world for $10. You know, and that's what you're going to use to fill it in. You do need specifically non-acetone nail polish remover. I use it first of all to take off any of the paint, but it's also as like a degreaser, so you can use it on it beforehand. You know, we'll put a quick clean on it, scrub it with a brush, and then we'll put a little bit of non-acetone nail polish remover on it, and then we'll hit it with our nail polish. And then any spots that are like raised up that have paint, like say out here, like this stuff with glitter, which is kind of funny, we'll just hit it with that nail polish. And again, when we clean that off, we don't want to get in the grooves. We want to stay just above it. The reason why we want non-acetone nail polish very specifically is because if you have nail polish with acetone in it, nail polish remover, and you're using nail polish remover that has acetone in it, what you're going to end up doing is you're just going to strip your gun. It's going to take off that bluing. So with that non-acetone nail polish remover, you're actually not going to be removing any of that bluing on the gun. So just a note, the one thing, make sure you have non-acetone nail polish remover. So besides that, you know, a couple brushes, nail polishes of choice, of color. I got this one little glitter guy. Just kind of, I went for the gold. So we'll kind of see here. Again, on this guy, maybe we'll do a yellow. This guy, I don't know yet, but I can just put this in just to show you guys. And I have some old like paint brushes that broke, and all we're going to be able to do there is if we need to, we can kind of get in, but generally the brushes that are in your nail polish work pretty well. So again, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of hit the area that we're going to be trying to clean, and we're just going to clean it. So a little bit of CLP, that's a lot. Right, okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a brush. And all we're trying to do, like I said, is we're just trying to degrease this, right? We don't want any dirt, debris, greases, leftover oils, you know, carbon buildup. So, okay. And we'll wipe that clean. Next thing we'll do, again, kind of as like a degreaser, just get a little bit on, and then you just rub it. And then say we want to do this. But I found a couple things to do. This is pretty not deep, so you're gonna have to be a little bit careful. I noticed with like the deeper engravings, this one's not, this one is. You can kind of just paint over it and then wipe it off with a cloth, and everything else stays. But I'll try to show you a couple different things. So, and again, why I use nail polish is if you ever need to get it out and you don't like it, you don't have to worry about like scraping it. You can literally just like get it with nail polish remover. So easy to fix. You know, none of this stuff's permanent. You know, besides being cheap, that's one thing. And again, that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally just like paint it on, right? And I'm just going to try to dab and then go from different directions, right? So I'm going to go here, and I'm just dabbing on top. And then I'm trying to get it from like the side, the other side, top side, and the bottom side. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to just guarantee that all the paint that I'm putting in there, the polish, whatever you want to call it, is actually getting in. And what I'll do, take this paper towel, right? And I'll just wipe right across the top. And I'm not trying to push in or anything else. Did not pop very well. You can definitely see that it is yellowish. So let's try like a red. And again, this is kind of just for demonstration purposes. And when I wipe, I'm not going to be aggressive on the wipe. I'm really just trying to get the surface level stuff off, right? And once we're past that, you know, we can be aggressive there. But again, all we're doing is just wiping. And we can see, again, it's hard to tell because it is so fine. But you can see that there is red in there. But like I said, I'll show you on here on one of these other ones. And so to get it off top again, we'll just put some nail polish remover on and just scrub the top. We're not trying to get in any of those grooves. Happy little accidents, happy little trees, happy little guns. Right, so again, it's hard to see, but it is red in there. Again, this is just really fine, so it really doesn't do it justice. So I'll actually scrub off some of the stuff here, just so we can have just like a frame of reference for before and after on what it looked like. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to do for that first part there, is I want to get started on these, like a restoration on a Quackenbush. But yeah, anyway, we'll kind of go over this. This is a Browning A5. This is a 12 gauge shotgun. The A5 was called the Humpback, as you can tell, because of the hump side that it has. This was made by Browning. This one I particularly bought specifically because of the year of its manufacture. I thought was neat. 1956. So this was made in September of 1956, this particular model, which is my daddy's birthday. So this gun has been around as long as my dad. Unfortunately for my dad, this gun looks significantly better than him. No hate to you, Daddy. Just, this is a clean looking gun. A5s are pretty good guns. Very good shooters. A lot of people really do enjoy them. So like I said, we'll get to a little bit of painting here. All we're going to do is just try to clean. Hit it with a brush real quick. All right, so that's kind of like our before. And then we'll get some non-acetone nail polish remover. And we'll just kind of lay it on top. Let it sit for a bit. You can see already a lot of that color's coming out. And again, we'll just let that sit for a bit. And what that's going to do again is just kind of work that nail polish off. So you can see a little bit of effort so far, especially on like the little detail stuff like the grasses. A lot of that stuff's starting to come out. You don't have to work it too hard here. Again, we're just changing the color. Right, but you can already see that this is way brighter than that was. And again, if you want to soak it longer, you can, but whatever. So we're going from like a silver, I'd say, right? Let's go with full on yellow. Yeah, people, let me know while we're doing this. Let me know if you guys are enjoying any of my content, I guess. What you guys like, what you guys would like to see more of, possibly see less of, anything like that. Just kind of help me, if you want, understand what, you, the people, like to see or whatever, content-wise, and, I can start catering towards that. My yellow is not showing up so good here. That's funny. Yeah, yellow just does not have enough to pop, I guess. We'll go with the old gold. It's a shame because I really want these other colors to work well. The only color I found that really works well is like this shiny gold, right? And we'll clean off the rest of this after, but as you can see, it really does fill all this pretty well. I don't know if it's the glitter. I don't know if it's the actual kind of polish. I have no idea. As you can see right off the bat, as you can see, it's already filled in well. Now we just have to do a little bit of cleanup to get the rest off in places that we don't want. So we'll kind of get to you after we clean up a bit, and then kind of show you again what that difference is. All right, so for this video, we'll kind of call it there as far as whatever. But, I'll keep working on this after. But as you can see again, it really does make your gun pop from nothing into a little bit of something. So pretty easy, pretty simple. Again, you're just going to have to work on it. And you can always go back and do more coats and then get it up. So again, once we we're going to work, like I said, just a little bit, getting this all cleaned up around here and all these edges. All right, guys, so here's kind of just a close-up of all these that we've got. All right, as you can see, this one's pretty faint. They're not very deep as far as these etchings go. This does a lot to really make it pop. If this is just black on black, you're really not going to see the actual work put into this. I also like putting the paint into these serial numbers. I think it makes them pop a lot better. And I kind of put them everywhere, right? So we can see Western Field, made in USA, Montgomery Ward. This is an M550 AL 12 gauge shotgun. Just, again, makes it pop. Just little things that really make this look a lot better than if you, say, found a Western Field 550 AL in the wild that's just black. Switching to the other side. You know, we got a nice scene of ducks coming in to a marsh, and really, again, just makes everything pop. So overall, just pretty beautiful. And I think really for how long it takes, and the materials used and all the cost, it's a no-brainer on guns that I think hold no significant or little to significant historical value. So here's that A5. You can see all that scroll work. When I got it black on black, it's very not as, it doesn't pop as much. Again, look at pictures of these online. This scroll work is pretty missed by, right? These are things that on the gun you're not necessarily going to notice, right? The serial number, just things that again I don't think you're going to notice. All this stuff, right? Your proof marks. Again, this just this looks amazing, right? This is a pretty basic scroll work thing, and then all this stuff here. Again, I kind of hit. You can see it all. It really does make it look super, super clean. This is a Ruger Mark 1. I did the same thing, just gold. And it really does just make every other aspect of me. Look at that. It really just pops. So here's a Ruger Mark II. This one is a Mark II government target model. And you can tell pretty easily because of all that stuff. So with that all being colored in again, I think it, especially on like this dark black here, this Ruger, oh, that gold coming out is just a gorgeous color. So anyway, guys, that'll do it for this one, I think. But that's pretty simple. What, 20-30 minutes per gun can get you, even if it's just stuff like the serial number. On like an all black gun, that'll make it pop. But that's it. That's gonna be today's Firearm Friday, where we're talking about painting our guns a little bit of farts and crafts over here. So I'm Brendan. Thanks for joining me today, guys. See you in the next one. All right, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click that little bell to get notified whenever we post a video.